While the Russian-Ukrainian war continues, the tension between the two former socialist countries Belarus and Poland is increasing. Especially against the background of Wagner's arrival in Belarus and his strengthening of positions in the country, the official Warsaw concentrated additional equipment on the state border. The transfer of Wagner to Belarus is actually a warning of the Kremlin against the Baltic countries, as well as Poland. There are also those who evaluate this step as Russia's proxy war with Poland. The British Ministry of Defence recently said that Russia is working to strengthen its ground forces as part of a long-term strategy to fight against NATO. The Ministry of Defence indicated that a war between Russia and NATO may start. In fact, this possibility has existed since the first days of the war in Ukraine. The supposed confrontation actually means World War III, and unfortunately, that's exactly what the process is heading towards. Because the war in Ukraine is not expected to end anytime soon. In fact, such a conflict does not benefit either the alliance or Russia. Because the likely NATO-Russia war means great destruction and casualties. It is known that NATO actually participates in battles in one form or another. The support of many of the alliance countries to Ukraine gives reason to say this. However, a direct conflict between NATO and Russia has not yet begun. As the fighting in Ukraine continues, war between the parties can start at any time. Recently, the Wagner mercenary organization in Belarus has been predicted to wreak havoc on the border with Poland. Polish officials have already said that they are preparing for this. There are enough mysteries about Wagner. It is still not clear whether the special military organization is under the control of Russia or has been taken over. Perhaps Wagner is already following the dictates of the West. The alleged sabotage of a private military company owned by Russia on the border with Poland will undoubtedly create conditions for a NATO-Russia conflict. As a result of the instigation of the alliance countries, Russia retreated into the quagmire in Ukraine. It is not excluded that the same scenario will be repeated, that Russia will retreat to the Polish swamp this time. The only purpose of Russia's retreat into the swamp in Poland may be to increase the pressure of the allied countries on Moscow. Perhaps this is exactly what NATO wants. If a direct conflict between the alliance and Russia begins, it will cause tension on the Ankara-Moscow line. Because Turkey is a NATO country. That is why Turkey has been trying to prevent the escalation of the fighting since the first day of the war. I don't think that a direct conflict between NATO and Russia will start in the near future. But this possibility is increasing every day.